Starting off good today, we got Sephiroth versus Vergil, Final Fantasy versus Devil May Cry. Um, I'm gonna go with Sephiroth. I like Final Fantasy. I like Devil May Cry. Vergil and Sephiroth are both badass characters that are a pain in the ass to fight and take down, especially if you fought Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts. Um, but I'm a bigger Final Fantasy fan. Like I just mentioned, I like Kingdom Hearts. Uh, So I'm going with Sephiroth. I feel like he's the bigger threat here. Virgil, don't get me wrong, Virgil's crazy. He's got some good powers. He could heal, but I feel like Sephiroth's unlimited magic, and you'll see. I'm pretty sure Sephiroth's got this. You'll see when they talk about him. So that being said, let's get right into this one. Oh shit! Hold on, I had my computer muted. Sorry about that, guys. All right, here we go.
The great philosopher Plato once said, "The measure of a man is what he does with power."
But to these guys, power is the measure of a man.
Sephiroth, the fearsome one-winged angel of Final Fantasy.
And Vergil, the half-demon son of Sparta from Devil May Cry. He wields an iron boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Through the millennia, legends were passed of a source of unlimited energy, the Promised Land. Unfortunately, all hope of finding this sacred ground had been lost, until the Shinra Electric Power Company excavated the remains of a being believed to hail from the very land they sought.
They called this weird naked purple lady Genova and thought that if they could bring her back to life, she could help them find the Promised Land. But apparently, they just didn't have any Phoenix Downs.
If they couldn't resurrect a being who could lead them to the Promised Land, Shinra decided they would simply create their own. After many experiments infusing Genova's cells with those of humans, they finally found their savior. His name was Sephiroth.
You. Just you.
Oh my god.
Building your ass on base 44.
With hair like that, it's no wonder he was created in the lab. Look how majestic that mane is.
According to Final Fantasy lore, Sephiroth has to use an entire bottle of shampoo and conditioner every single time he bathes.
Bro, what? That's gotta be expensive as fuck. Um, Before I start reading this, I just want to mention, I am using a new recording app or whatever program. So, let me know how it sounds in the comments below. Do I sound better? Do I sound worse? Is stuff quieter? Is it louder? I'm trying to figure all this out, so let me know. I'll try to adjust volumes. Um, I swapped because, as you saw, like first 10 episodes or something like that, I think there's no marks, like no watermark on the videos, and then all of a sudden they just appeared, and I didn't know how to get rid of them. I searched every fucking setting, and there was no way to get rid of them. I have no idea why it just started doing that. And then I feel like I'm not 100% sure, but when I was recording, I started to record this one. Um, it looked like there was black bars on the side of my videos, even when I was in full screen. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? This thing is just getting shittier and shittier. So I uninstalled that, um, and I found a new one. Hoping this works better. From what I did a little more research this time. This is supposed to be like one of the best, if not the best, at least when it comes to like free. Because, I don't have money to spend on shit if people aren't going to be watching these. Anyway, I know I went on a long tangent there, sorry. But yeah, so, let me know in the comments below, is it if I need to adjust stuff, you know, is my voice too loud? Is the video too quiet? Stuff like that. So Sephiroth is 6'1", 165 pounds, 27 years old, also known as the One-Winged Angel, is a first-class soldier, hero of the Wu-Tai War, is ambidextrous, and is voiced by the bass singer of NSYNC. No way. Are you serious? Hold on. Sephiroth voice actor. Voice actor for Sephiroth, formerly George Newbrin. Shoot. That's not the guy from. That's not the guy from NSYNC. Hold on. Voiced by English. Oh, okay. So he's had 3 different voice actors. But the first one, it looks like, from the first Kingdom Hearts, was Lance Bass, who is from NSYNC. Or Lance Bass, sorry. It's just I heard bass in it, you know. It seemed like it fit. Anyway. But yeah, that's actually kinda cool. I didn't notice that, or I didn't know that in the first Kingdom Hearts game. Though he is a bitch and a half to beat in that game. God fucking damn, man. If you know, you know.
Why do you know that? Did you join his fan club or something?
For research. But
Sure.
Shinra wasn't interested in Sephiroth for his hair. Instead, he was an essential part of their soldier program.
Wait, this electric company has their own private military? I'd
Yep.
hate to miss a payment with those guys, especially if they sent Seth after me. I mean, look at the ridiculously long sword he keeps with him. That's his Masamune, this 7'2" behemoth.
That's his I'm compensating for something blade. Like basically every other person in fucking Final Fantasy. Anyway, Masamune, 7'2". God damn, he's carrying a sword that is bigger than most basketball players, guys. Like, what the fuck? And he swings that shit around with one hand. Doesn't even two-hand it. Damn. Gold armlet, boost defense, tough ring, boost vitality and spirit. Has fire, earth, lightning, ice, revive, and restore materia.
The blade is a lot like the Nodachi swords they used back in feudal Japan, but instead of wielding something long with 2 hands like those, Sephiroth only needs 1.
Even that speaks nothing of his effectiveness as a warrior.
Yeah, you know when people spread legends of someone, they usually make him out to be even better than he really is? It's the total opposite with Sephiroth.
With his superhuman speed, strength, and durability, Sephiroth was instrumental in ensuring Shinra's victory in the Wu-Tai War, conquering the last free nation on the planet. He returned home a legend.
Well, all those warm, fuzzy feelings of victory didn't last long. While on a mission to the town of Nibelheim, Sephiroth found a bunch of books on the Nova Project. That's when he discovered he was a secret science project the whole time.
The truth crushed Sephiroth and drove him mad. In a rage, he annihilated Nibelheim, but was stopped by a mercenary named Cloud Strife. Sephiroth was impaled by the Buster Sword and fell to his death.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. Which is what I would have said if Sephiroth hadn't dropped into a hole in the ground that led him to the giant Windows screensaver called the life stream.
The life stream is a very river of energy which basically maintains life across the planet. Normally, merged with the life stream is the equivalent of entering the afterlife, but not for Sephiroth.
And this is where things get weird, so buckle up. Still conscious, Sephiroth's essence floated through the life stream for years until he absorbed enough energy to rebuild his body. With the energy of the life stream, he can control other beings with Genova's cells,
including the corpse of Genova, who he manipulated like a puppet in disguise as himself.
Oh, what the hell? That's his mom? Who would do that to their own mom? I mean, I know she's...
It's a good question. I mean, yeah, she's a monster or whatever, but dude, it's your mom. It's not cool. Just mind controlling her and manipulating her and shit.
a genocidal alien monster, but come on! Probably makes a good breakfast.
But Sephiroth's descent into the life stream offered him even more. It transformed him from a mere super soldier into the most dangerous being on the planet. He's strong enough to throw a man hundreds of feet.
Superhuman prowess, telekinesis, illusion casting, unlimited magic pool. His techniques, let's see, Octo Slash, Energy Blade projectiles, Heaven's Light, Shadow's Flare, Heartless Angel, and of course Supernova. And then he's got some forms, but that doesn't really matter.
Move at supersonic speeds and withstand brutal stab wounds through vital organs.
He's got illusion powers that can trick people by creating an entirely fake scenario. He can lift people with his mind, including himself, and then he can just fly. So it works, right?
Additionally, Sephiroth can cast magic thanks to his on-hand materia. Materia is crystallized life energy which grants...
Materia is composed of energy from the planet. After submerging himself in the light stream, Sephiroth no longer needs materia in order to cast his techniques.
Powers according to the type of material used.
This lets Sephi attack with fire, lightning, ice, and earth-based magic. He can block attacks with barrier and reflect, and heal himself with cure and regen. And ever since jumping into the life stream, he's had unlimited access to his magical powers.
With his new godlike abilities, Sephiroth began a plan to stop mankind from drying up the planet's life force.
That doesn't sound so scary. Does that mean he's an environmentalist, or...?
But to do this, he decided to use black materia to summon a giant meteor to destroy the planet and absorb all of its life energy for himself.
So like an opposite environmentalist, a plant vampire. I mean, we're talking about a guy who kicked a dude through solid concrete, murdered the crap out of a 30-foot serpent with a spike through the face, and tanked a dragon's flamethrower attack without even getting a teensy bit hurt.
A particularly impressive feat considering this attack was capable of one-shotting fellow soldiers, Zach Fair.
Well, you may need to up your prescription, because that's definitely Cloud.
No, Cloud was just calling false memories there. It was really Zach. However, it was Cloud who impaled Sephiroth pre-livestream with the Buster Sword.
Oh god, is it huge! It's like 2 feet wide! You'd think a stab from that thing would just cut him in half. But Sep just kinda shook it off.
And in his rematch with Cloud, he blocked an attack strong.
The creator of Final Fantasy has said that Sephiroth was nowhere near his full power in Advent Children. Okay.
Enough to crater the metal around him. Considering the diameter of the crater, the surface area of Sephiroth's feet, and assuming the most likely steel composition, I estimate this attack to equal nearly 1,600 tons of force.
Sephiroth can use that wicked sword to stab and lift.
Jeez, sorry. That was a big stretch. Hero of the Wutai War, sliced through Mako cannons, tanked Genesis fireballs, nearly destroyed the entire planet, survived being impaled by the Buster Sword, pause, blocked a 1,600-ton strike, defeated Zack, Genesis, Angel, and Tifa, and got killed. But then he got better.
Wanna be heroes by the ribcage, slice through skyscrapers, and shoot energy beams that can shred these huge Mako cannons. And from the life stream, Sephi figured out he could create new bodies or even take on other forms.
These forms greatly resemble certain creatures found in Christian and...
Sephiroth refers to the 10 manifestations of God. Also, the life stream itself is very similar to the Gnostic concept of the absolute.
Jewish mythology.
Or is it just Gnostic? Is the G silent? I think the G is silent.
Certainly looks the part when he goes.
Certain creatures found in Christian and Jewish mythology.
He certainly looks the part when he goes into his ultimate form.
Regardless, Sephiroth does possess a single black wing. a blatant symbol of his fall from grace.
So basically, Final Fantasy does everything it can to not be subtle. Just like Sephiroth's most devastating attack, Supernova, which decimates an entire solar system. Wait, if Zeph is that powerful, how does anyone ever beat him?
Don't get the wrong idea. There's a lot of debate over how Supernova actually works. But I think it's pretty clear that Sephiroth isn't creating the explosion himself. Rather, he's transporting his foes to a specific point in time within an alternate dimension.
Careful, Wiz, don't sell him short.
Just look at it. When he uses the attack, reality literally crumbles away like glass. This is identical to the animation for certain summon creatures. According to the official Crisis Core Complete Guide, summons draw their targets into their own space in order to attack, and this is no different. In the Dissidia fighting games, Sephiroth goes for the civil approach and opens a dimensional hole to the explosion. The attack is even described as sending destruction even into other dimensions. And if he could summon planet-busting meteors at will, why did he go through so much trouble to get the black materia, which literally summons meteors?
Good point. I mean, if he has a supernova that can destroy an entire solar system, why would he need the black materia to call down a meteor to destroy Earth? He could just summon a supernova and do that shit himself.
That would explain why the supernova doesn't hurt him. He's not really there, just using those illusion powers of his. With all these powers, I can't believe Cloud and friends were able to take him down.
I know, right?
He's not invincible, but he's damn powerful. Ever persistent, Sephiroth departed with a final, chilling promise.
I will never be a memory.
And cue the Final Fantasy VII remake, guys. Cause yeah, if you've played it, dude refuses to be a memory. Just straight up like manipulating time. I cannot wait for the rest of that story to come out, man. The final clash with him is gonna be epic. And we already got a taste of it at the end of the frickin' first part, but damn.
Why does it sound so bored?
Hey guys and girls, I hope your day is going great today. I have for you two tier lists, one for the fastest.
To answer your question, Boomstick, the reason he sounds bored is because he is. The only person who excites him is Cloud. Everything else is just boring. You know, he doesn't care. That's why he's gonna blow up the whole fucking planet.
2,000 years ago, a great mutiny transpired in the underworld. The demon warrior Sparta rebelled against his evil master, Mundus. To protect the world, Sparta did his best to seal the connection between Hell and Earth.
But then Sparta got lonely, or maybe it was just a sassafist in there. Either way, he stuck out of hell long enough to knock up this chick named Eva. And she popped out a couple of awesome demon slayers. Nice choice.
You may remember the younger of the two, Dante.
Oh yeah, he fought that witch chick with the hair.
But yep.
Go check that out. You know, watch the Dante versus Bayonetta fight. Watch me react to it. I forget which episode it is, but you know, check the descriptions. I've got timestamps. Should be there somewhere. You know, or just go watch all my videos until you reach that one.
Eldest and potentially deadliest brother was the one and only Vergil.
Vergil and Dante were rivals from birth. Dante was a goofball. Vergil was serious. Dante hated his big demon, and Vergil loved it. It's that classic odd couple scenario.
But then one fateful day, in an act of vengeance against the late Sparta, a group of rogue demons separated the two brothers and killed their mother. Vergil was believed to be dead. But in reality, Vergil survived.
Height 6'4", 182 pounds. Also known as the son of Sparta. Half human, half demon. Master of the quick draw. Became Nilo Angelo. Don't know what that means. And was once robbed after losing a drinking game. Bruh. How do you be as impressive as Vergil is and then get robbed because you lost a drinking game? You've got a healing factor. How do you even get drunk? Bro.
And set out on his own path to seek his father's immense power for himself.
And he's 100% equipped to be a butt-kicking demon slayer just like his pops. As a half-demon, Vergil can jump several times his own height, move at supersonic speeds, and heal himself quickly, kinda like that Wolverine guy. He can tough out getting stabbed through the lungs, intestines, the heart, body parts that I'm pretty sure most people need.
Not if my experiment has anything to say about it.
You say something, Wiz?
Yeah, someone should probably keep an eye on Wiz. I don't know what that dude's up to, but that did not sound ethical.
I said not if Vergil's abilities have anything to say about it.
Well, sadly, for any human demon or human demon who gets in his way, Vergil also happens to carry some extra deadly weapons on hand, including a spiffy katana called Tomato.
Yamato.
It's said that this sword can cut through anything, even dimensions, and probably tomatoes. Actually, Yamato is the exact thing Sparta used to steal hell from Earth in the first place.
Vergil's sword-fighting prowess draws from his Dark Slayer fighting style, which emphasizes teleportation, lightning quick movements, and even quicker slashes straight from the sheath. This technique is directly influenced by Yaijutsu, the real-life Japanese art of the quick draw. And thanks to Vergil's demonic power,
Yamato cuts through dimensions. Beowulf has the element of light and can fire light as projectiles. Force Edge and Summon Swords, which can be Spiral Swords, Blistering Swords, Sword Storm, or his Heavy Rain.
he can attack so fast the blade seems invisible.
And the only thing better than fighting with one sword is fighting with 8. With Vergil's ghostly summoned swords, he can turn himself into a living Beyblade, fire them like a machine gun, or make it rain!
Blades may be Vergil's bread and butter, but if he needs to focus on brute strength, he switches to Bale.
He can charge up, blink of an eye punches and kicks that hit like a cement truck made of lead and KO some of the toughest demons in just a few hits.
Alright, so he's like a speedy fighter then. Alright.
And hey, looks like a dig Street Fighter.
There's one more trick up Vergil's sleeve. Thanks to his demon blood, he can access a form known as Devil Trigger. And this mode amplifies everything.
His strength, speed, and healing all get a cue.
Superhuman prowess, rapid regeneration, teleportation, judgment cut, dimension slash, lunar phase, dark angel, and his double trigger.
Boost, making him several times deadlier than before.
Creators, take these 3
Goddamn.
apps I built to run my business made with Base 44. They're ready for you.
Yep.
Plus, he's just badass.
In his quest to become as powerful as his father, Vergil's abilities skyrocket. He's taken down dozens of demons in the blink of an eye, and escaped an illusion from the sorcerer Arthur, which makes normal people go crazy.
But if anything's gonna show up, what a son
Survived being cut in half, once killed 8 demons in a single second, destroyed 180,000 raindrops in less than a second, escaped his demonic illusion, scales to Dante who caught the Savior's punch, and defeated Arkham, Beowulf, Agnes, and Dante.
Sparta can really do, it's pitting him against his bro. Sure, Vergil can easily avoid Dante's bullets, but why dodge them when you can spin your sword, line them all up, and fire them back? Like a boss.
In the same battle, they briefly created a 12-foot diameter open space in a heavy rainstorm with nothing but their sword swings. On average, storms can fill a cubic foot space with as many as 30 raindrops. So, Vergil and Dante must have destroyed 108,000 raindrops in less than a second.
If Vergil can swing his sword that fast, I bet he'd make a killing mowing lawns, or chopping meat at the deli, or giving haircuts, or doing that thing where he chops bad guys to pieces so fast they don't even realize they're dead yet. Like when he fought Beowulf. The monster, not the weapon. And then he punched him so hard he flew 55 feet up and hit the ceiling.
When comparing Beowulf's size to Vergil, he appears to be as large as an elephant. Given what's available, this seems like our best measure of Vergil's strength. But there is one issue. The Devil May Cry series makes frequent use of slow motion to depict the absurdity of its characters, and this could be a similar case.
So let's look at another slow-mo feat, the rainstorm fight.
At one point, the rain freezes in place for about 2.5 seconds, as Vergil and Dante keep moving, indicating a 14,500% speed increase in real time. Applying the same degree to the Beowulf punch gives us an acceleration speed of about 4,882 feet per second. With that in mind, we can apply our previous data to deduce the maximum height stand ceiling, and determine Vergil's striking strength to be nearly 720 million newtons of force.
Damn.
That's a lot!
It matches
Vergil also scales to Dante, who once blocked a punch from the Savior, assuming allowing some composition and generously measuring the punch's speed and distance. That was only about half the force of Vergil's Beowulf punch.
Vergil's incredible toughness, too. We already mentioned his super healing factor, but it's even more overpowered than you think. Vergil once got completely cut in half, but heals so fast that it's impossible to even notice.
And his regeneration ability can be worn down.
Yeah, that sounds weird just for beat him.
But it takes a lot to pull off. And Vergil can always just use Yamato to hop through dimensions to get away.
Sadly, Vergil never got to rule the demon realm like he wanted.
Instead, the Demon King Mundus permanently transformed Vergil into his puppet, irreversibly manipulating his mind in the process.
And then Dante kind of, exploded him. But one or two losses against someone who's basically goddamn Satan hardly makes him a weakling.
Hell and Earth trembles before the power of Vergil.
It'll be fun to fight like the Prince of Darkness. If my father did it, I should be able to do it too.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But before that, there's Blue Apron out. So we're gonna skip that. And here we go. Mountains out of our way.
You are powerful. I can see it.
The aura farming, my guy. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of aura farming.
Who are you?
Your despair.
Look at that. Alright, doing too well, Vergil. God damn, look at the fucking speed on these guys.
Okay, you're strong. But are you fast enough? Don't move.
I suppose it can't be helped.
Get him.
They're fake. Stop wasting my time.
Sway Blade. Damn, dude's fast, I'll give him that.
What is that? Super Nova. I saw you could pierce the fabric of our dimension. So I cast an illusion to disguise this. Witness oblivion. I'm free.
Ooh.
So you are.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a KO for Sephiroth. God damn, that fight was awesome. I was definitely right about us having a good one to start off with. Sorry about me getting distracted here. I just got bit by a fucking bug. Fucker. Alright.
KO! Extra crispy. These two were extremely powerful swordsmen, but Sephiroth's cunning and stronger abilities led to his victory.
Wait a minute, I thought the lore said Vergil's sword could cut through anything. Why didn't it cut through Sephiroth's sword?
Yamato was a unique weapon, but its legend clearly exaggerated. On multiple occasions, it's clashed with Dante's blade and even a common rocket launcher without cutting through either, and sometimes required an exuberant amount of force to cut through tougher material. But let's discuss the real facts.
Like strength. So Vergil with Beowulf could do 720 million newtons, right? But there aren't a lot of good semi-strength feats to compare.
First, let's compare Sephiroth to a fellow first-class member of the Soldier Fighting Force, who had also been experimented on with Genova cells. Zack Fett.
Remember him? He's the not clown guy who fought that dragon.
At his peak, Zack could cut through a large metal door with one swing, seemingly with most of his strength. Given the size and width of the door, this feat's sheer strength comes out to 980 million newtons.
And Sep was way stronger than Zack. In fact, if we look at their strength stats when they fought that dragon, Sephiroth was 3.5 times stronger than Zack.
Putting Sephiroth's strength output at over 3 billion newtons. That's almost as much force as 30 Hiroshima bombs.
Strength isn't everything, though. Vergil was technically faster than Sephi, but Sephiroth has handled people at similar speeds before. Plus, Sephiroth could survive plenty of hits because his healing power is broken.
The capabilities of Vergil's healing factor was nearly unprecedented, but it had its limits. In contrast, Sephiroth's healing abilities were only limited by his pool of magic, which was unlimited.
Well, he also had to take some time to cast each healing spell, but that's why he distracted Vergil with his illusions.
We know Vergil was susceptible to illusionary and mental attacks, as it's happened to him multiple times and even led to his in-canon demise.
And Sephiroth's illusions could hide his ultimate technique. Yeah, Vergil's healing was pretty awesome, but it was never gonna hold up under an exploding sun to the face.
Vergil put up a good fight, but he couldn't match Sephiroth's superior strength, magic, and techniques.
Looks like this devil's crying for the last time.
The winner is Sephiroth.
Hell yeah.